It is the Riot Podcast. Happy Wednesday, May 25th. It feels so good. We're so close now.
You're getting close to the weekend.
It's all downhill from here.
Hopefully you guys have Monday off as well, so you have an extra long weekend. But just plan there'll be no podcast on Monday because no one's coming in to do the podcast.
That's right. That's right. You know, I'm just thinking too. I thought it was Tuesday. I know we did the Battle of the Buds today, but I was just thinking it was Tuesday. So now I feel even better.
Look at that. You're almost to Friday.
Man, we're getting there. So what did you like about the podcast today, Isaiah?
We kicked off the show talking about times that are incorrect to try to contact people, right? So like when your cutoff time before bed that you like won't reply to people. And another thing when I think about this too is like there's certain people that when they text me later that like get a response, and there's people that just don't.
Yeah.
And obviously you discern that between who's texting you. Like if Hudson texts me at like 11 o'clock at night, I'm clearly not going to respond to that.
If I'm texting you at 11 o'clock at night, something is wrong.
Yeah, there's an issue for the next day. But we talked about that and just what's some of the times that people shouldn't be contacting you versus they should be, and who are those people?
I think there's strict rules that you need to abide by, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah, you just find out. I think every person has a different rule with them. Because even I have some people who will text me something that I need to know in the morning, but they'll say, oh, don't reply back. They're just letting me know. So you don't feel like you have to get back to them whenever you wake up and see it. So I think everybody's different.
Yeah, that's just case-by-case basis,
There
I
you
guess.
go.
And like if I'm going to do like a late night text too, like I don't really feel bad sending late night text, but I would choose not to call because I'm a big call guy. I would rather talk on the phone. And so usually if I need something from you, I would call you. But so if you get a text from me at night, that means that I'm being nice to you and not calling you instead.
That is a bonus. And remember for us, our morning hours are way earlier than anybody else's.
Yeah.
So your morning text back might be fine. It could be like at 9. But for us, you do not want us to text you back at 5 in the morning.
No, never.
I can guarantee you're not awake.
Yeah.
Of course.
We also talked about, at the end, I'd say we didn't talk about this. You guys talked about this. You talked about how some people at work just get real comfortable, I guess. And all of a sudden, they're just laying around.
I just was concerned when I walked past you how comfortable you appeared. And, I just didn't know if that's how it is in other people's workplaces.
Well, I got a question for you too, Isaiah. Why don't you do that in here?
I don't have something. I've tried to rest my feet on you. You have not allowed
What
it.
about the desk? That's what I was doing.
I'm not going to put my feet on the desk. You have to draw the line somewhere.
not?
You draw the line somewhere. I'm still a professional.
You're putting your hand right where I put my feet a few minutes ago.
Is that where that foot was?
Can I tell you it was really weird to see Hudson put his feet up?
Yeah, I would not put my feet on the
good,
desk.
Though. It's so relaxing, actually.
I know, but
I think my
again,
demeanor improved
I think you guys are just jealous.
immensely.
You're
At
just
work,
jealous.
I don't know if we're supposed to put our feet up with our blanket, and you were all like wrapped up and stuff.
I look too comfortable. You guys were just
And
jealous. That's what it is. It's jealousy.
Hudson, I didn't say it on air, but you were on your phone.
I was sitting there on my phone with my feet up, no shoes on, real comfortable underneath my blanket. I could have fallen asleep.
I know.
It's incredible I don't every morning.
You were one step from that, so I just thought, well, let's just let's read the other room of you guys who are just listening to the podcast and tell us, if that's normal for other places too.
With so many people working from home, it probably is, right? I mean, you're lucky if you're wearing any clothes.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Blanket, laying down.
If I was doing the show from home, oh my goodness, I wouldn't have an article of clothing on. I'd be laying in bed doing the whole podcast.
We would not be doing a video podcast.
No, we would not be doing a video podcast.
We have to be on OnlyFans.
No.
And that's why we have to come in every day.
And so I guess I should just be thankful that at least there's the blanket and everybody's dressed. So
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
good.
Take what you can get.
Well, enjoy the podcast today. Thank you for listening. And don't forget, if you missed yesterday's interview with Idle Threat, when you're done with this, listening or watching this podcast, make sure you hop over to an early video and you can see Idle Threat from yesterday.
Sounds good.
All right.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Catch you next time.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Well, yesterday was a big shooting in Texas where it was somebody at a school.
19 kids.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is. It's incredibly tragic to follow along with the news. It is just it breaks your heart to see what has happened. And it's not something that we want to dwell on too much today because, we're all just trying to to have a good time and kind of leave some of the negative news, like have an escape from that. But it is important to address that. I feel when something like this happens, obviously, it's important to take time and think and pray about the victims and the people involved, because as difficult it is to see in the news, it's obviously a million times more difficult to be close to that situation, to be involved. And I also think that for each of us, when you see news like this, you kind of have a couple options where you can get really upset about it. You can let it kind of bring you down in a way where, how can this horrible stuff happen in the world? Or you can kind of turn and try to find hope through it, and understanding that there is terrible things that happen in the world constantly, much more than any one of us should be comfortable with. And yet that doesn't mean that we're all doomed. It doesn't mean that the world is horrible, that people are horrible. There is still hope out there. There is still goodness out there. And at times like this, it's tough to remember that, tough to think about that. But it's also important to turn to God, because God will remind you that. Jesus will say, yes, I see the hurting, the difficulty that people are going through, and I'm ready to comfort. I'm ready to comfort the families. I'm like, Jesus is there for the people that are close to the situation. He's also there for you and the questions that you have and the emotions that you're dealing with. Jesus sees it. Jesus understands it better than anybody else can, and he's ready to help out with it.
I think comfort's a really good word for that.
Yeah, it's I think a lot of times too, we just kind of want to brush past it again, and even us with the show, we don't want to dwell on it too much because we don't want to bring everybody down. But we all don't want to just kind of internalize the emotion and try to ball it up and move past. It's important to kind of deal with it. And I'm, again, talking to God about stuff like this could not be more important, because Jesus allows you to have that time where you can talk stuff out, where you can, you can say anything to God you want. He's not going to be upset with you. He's ready to comfort you and to help you through this and to help you through whatever it is you're going through in life. And he's always there. If you are curious about that, if you want to know more, one, you can just start talking to God wherever you are. It's as simple as saying, hey, Jesus, I want you in my life. I've got some questions. I'm dealing with a lot, whatever, and I want some help. And also you can check out RadioU.com/freegift. They can give you a little more details if you want to find out more about what it's like to have a relationship with Jesus. It's so important, especially right now. Mm-hmm. So really think about that today.
And pray for them and the comfort for that whole community.
Oh, yeah. It's, again, could not be more important to talk to God right now and ask him to help out with you and with the people involved. Just do it.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Isaiah, I texted you on the way into work today.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure you didn't get caught in a speed trap.
That was nice of you.
Yeah. Did you get caught? Obviously
no,
not. You made
there.
it on time.
I think that you would have heard about it if you got caught on the
if I got pulled over, I wouldn't have came into work.
Well, you probably would have been, late to say the least. But it had me actually wondering, though, because it was early in the morning, of course. And I know Isaiah's going to be up, and we've talked about, since I get here before he does, and we take the same road where police often sit, I got to warn him because he's a speed demon. But
when you run behind every day, you have to speed. That's how it goes.
But it did have me thinking, what is the cutoff for if it wasn't the three of us early in the morning, we knew we'd be up.
Oh, to text someone?
Yeah, what is the text cutoff and call cutoff at night and in the morning? You never think about when it's too early to text somebody.
Well, I think 5:30 is too early for anybody.
For most people, that's for sure.
Unless you're getting up early. I think it also depends on your phone, because like for mine, it's set till like 9 a.m. Unless you're a certain contact, and then it won't bother me.
So you can just text anybody anytime you want, or like somebody can text you anytime they want.
It just won't.
If it's at a time you don't want it.
Yeah, it just won't notify me.
What about you? You have like more friends, so what's your rule?
I have like no rules. I would say you can reach out to me whenever you want.
Anytime?
Yeah. Will I respond? Maybe, maybe not. But you can text me anytime.
When will you text your friends though? Anytime?
I'll text my friends anytime.
Anytime.
At like 2 or 3 in the morning?
I would text my friends at any time. And actually, I think like if you're asleep, that my little ding is not going to wake you up.
Yeah, but what if it does and they're mad at you?
They'll be okay.
That's
they're fine.
I usually think that I don't mind if people text me anytime because I'm just going to sleep right through it.
Yeah.
So don't expect a response after 9 o'clock. But do you ever use the cutoff to your advantage?
Meaning like
if
you
somebody
tell them
texts
you're
after
sorry.
a certain, What?
Like-
Well, yeah. Somebody texts after a certain time, and you're just like, sorry, that's after the cutoff for me.
No, you never talk back to them. So you can't even tell them that you're sorry.
The next morning, I'm like, yeah, I was already asleep. Sorry about it.
Well, that's the problem, because then by the time you do wake up and start replying to people, usually if there's a few people in the queue, someone gets forgotten, whoever texted during the
Yeah.
nighttime, and you don't remember to get back with them.
You guys think you're good texters?
I think it's pretty good.
I think there's certain people probably.
Yeah.
There's certain people I probably am not a very
What's
good
your
texter.
response? What's your response time?
I think my
You know,
response time is pretty quick.
If you're on Facebook, for the pages and whatever, it tells you.
Oh, the
like,
response
this
time?
page responds in an hour. What would your average response time be?
I don't know. It's so sporadic. Sometimes it's like right away. Other times it's like I'll see you in like 3 hours.
Well, that's hard too, because sometimes you know, like, when you're not going to get a quick response, and you just
Yeah.
know that you're just going to sit there. And then other times you just see the bubble appear, and you're like, oh, okay, they're getting back right away.
You guys know if you text me, right? You're gonna be waiting.
A long time. Yeah, I know that.
Anytime it's intentional. It's not even that I see a text and I'm just like, oh, I'll get to that later. I never want to respond to anybody right away.
Really?
I want to take my time to think about everything I ever
you
say.
don't.
That's the dumbest thing.
If you
What?
ask me a question in person, I would love to have hours and hours to think about my
No.
answer at my leisure before I finally get to it, before I actually give you a written response.
What if it's like a yes or no question and it needs no thought?
Well, then why are you even asking me?
Because you need a yes or no.
Then fine. Yes, I will respond.
Okay.
Again, we've talked about this before, just like with emails and stuff. I won't respond in like the first 3 minutes, even if I'm looking at my phone as the text come in, because I don't want to seem too eager. But other than that,
It's not dating. It's just someone texting
Yeah, exactly.
you.
You're thinking
well, I
too
don't want
deep
you to-
into it.
I don't want you to think I'm always looking at my phone.
No, there's nothing wrong.
I don't want to get a text from Nikki and respond right away. She's like, geez, what is Hudson always looking at his phone?
Precisely.
Doesn't he have anything else going on in
Precisely.
his life?
You know what,
Friends,
Nikki?
family, anything?
No,
Watching
Nikki
TV?
thinks, well, that's respectful. How nice that he just got right
How
back
quickly.
to me.
Yeah, that's so great.
Instead of the couple hours later.
I don't know. I'm a horrible texter. And it feels like I could change and I just don't.
You just don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want
Well,
to.
I'll tell you what, guys. If you ever text us at 877 to Radio U, I look at those first. So if we get back to you fast, that's me.
Nikki, yep.
If it
Nikki's
takes a
good
long
texter.
time, it's probably Hudson. No,
Yep.
it's not me. Well, give it me too. Depends who you are. It might be a little bit quicker. I don't know.
If it takes a really long time, that means Nikki and Isaiah both ignored it,
And we're hoping
and
Hudson
somehow
got to
it fell on me.
No, it really just means that Hudson's crafting the perfect response.
That's exactly
back.
right. Exactly.
And it might take you a couple hours later, which is why I have to do the Bow the Buzz stuff with Isaiah so that we can get your Bow the Buzz, which is in about 30 minutes. We can't wait a few hours for those responses.
That's fair.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Nikki, did you see yesterday the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 artwork reveal?
Oh, they did that?
They did. And if you didn't, don't worry. Over 1 million people have watched the video on YouTube.
So they're not too sad I didn't join in.
Which is, it's crazy. If you watch the video, nothing actually happens. I mean, it's not
Is it
exciting
on
to
a
me
ship
anyways.
or something?
They're just using like this shipping container yard as a backdrop to reveal a bunch of the artwork of a lot of the characters, the principal cast of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's I don't know, maybe if you're super into Call of Duty, this is really exciting.
Looks
I didn't
good.
think the video looked it's not that exciting, but it
I
did
was just
reveal.
going to say the video looks exciting.
You're excited?
Well, I'm watching it.
It's just like a drone in a shipping yard.
Well, I mean, there's a big boat. I mean, the big shipping boat has the Call of Duty art on it, and then they've got different shipping containers that have banners of the art.
So you're excited then?
Well, I think that's a clever way to unveil its
there
artwork.
you go. I just don't know if that's the kind of thing that needs its own video, but
Yeah, it does.
I'm not diehard enough or excited enough about artwork. But what it did reveal that is a little bit more interesting to me is they've revealed the expected release date in that video. which says that Modern Warfare 2 will be out on October 28th.
They also unveiled a favorite if you're a fan of Modern Warfare, and that's Simon Ghost Riley, the character.
That means nothing to me.
Just act like it does.
Yeah.
You're like,
Ghost
great,
Riley.
Of course.
Woo!
Of course.
I was wondering if they were going to include him in the game.
Listen, it's just you have to play along, all right?
Yeah. No, I am. I was going to say, though, now that I know that there's that it's coming out on October 28th, I am excited just because I was thinking, again, I'm not as big into gaming as many other people, but when was the last time there was like a big game release that like everybody was excited about? You know, like just everybody knows you're going to get this and play it.
I feel like it doesn't happen as much because everybody just expects, just like with the big blockbuster movies, that everything's going to change. So everybody gets excited. You watch the trailer, you watch the release information, and then they change it on you.
Yeah, and I think with games, people are even more accustomed to that, like even prior to pandemic-related delays and stuff like that. It seemed like it would happen more often. But I just, with blockbuster movies, and there's, like with Thor coming out, we know it's July 8th, and and you've got that date set in your head, and everybody knows about it, kind of. But with video, and just like that's going to be a big weekend. With gaming, there used to be more of those to me, and it feels like there hasn't been a lot where everybody is so excited about something. Maybe part of that is just people are more stuck on the Fortnites or like the free-to-play games that just keep you going with it, and so you never get a big new release, but you're just still always have something you're playing.
Well, they were also saying a lot of times the bigger the release, sometimes the more bugs, so you don't get in on release day.
Oh, yeah.
So you just wait a little bit. But if you're into Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is going to be released on October 28th, maybe. But if you actually want to watch a teaser trailer of the gameplay, they believe that should come out on June 8th.
Well, I'm excited. I will say, it is confusing to me, too, because Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was already a game several years ago. And so now this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2.
Yes.
2.0.
Better than ever.
Yeah.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
I've got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me tell you about this story from South Carolina, a high school where it's graduation season. And with graduation season comes senior pranks. We've got some students here. They're not allowed to walk for the graduation, which that happens from time to time, right? With the senior pranks. So let me just, this is
your grades.
Listen to this long list of stuff that in Darlington, South Carolina, that these students did. They egged windows and doors. They poured chocolate syrup and threw confetti throughout the buildings.
The school?
Yeah. Sprayed. And this is like in the middle of, it was like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So they broke into the school, sprayed shaving cream and water fountains and on lockers. They wrapped plastic wrap around light poles. They took the mascot headpiece from its display case and left it in a courtyard with shaving cream on it. They threw classroom furniture into the hallways. Removed gym equipment from storage and threw it around the gym, dumped hand sanitizers in hallways. They did a bunch of other stuff, but that's about the gist. They did some graffiti. So it's a lot of stuff. So all that said, I don't think, they call it vandalism, but I don't know if they actually got pressed charges or if it's just that.
But they're saying, the people that did it, they're saying, it's a school prank.
Yeah, it's just typical senior pranks. We should still be allowed to walk. So question one, should they?
Should they walk?
Should they be able to walk for
Isaiah,
graduation?
what do you think?
Well, the last thing that's on the list here is stole money.
Oh, that's a big one.
So that's quite the prank.
Why did they leave that for the end? They should have led with that.
What a prank.
Yeah.
Stole money from the school. I love that one.
Is that a no?
It's a hard no for me. That's a good prank, though. I might try that. Stealing money. I'm pranking you guys. Just stole all your money.
Gotcha.
Yeah, maybe next time.
I don't think they should walk either. I think a lot of people, if you do a lot of pranks or vandalism, if that's your thing, especially around, graduation time, I think a lot of people do this and try to get the prank logo on it or the
title of a prank.
Title of it. So then that way they get in less trouble. But this is straight up vandalism.
Do you, so next question. What is the deal with senior pranks? You guys went to school.
Well,
Did you senior prank your school?
Everybody in our schools were more into just vandalism.
Okay.
Oh, straight up just into that. And then they're like, oh, just kidding.
Yeah. Just a joke.
I destroyed the building, but that's all right.
And that was the senior prank, huh?
Yeah. I mean, pranks would be more if it wasn't so destructive.
Okay. So this is it, huh? This is just what you do, and you go to school. A few of the students, when they are getting ready to graduate, just destroy everything.
Do you know what that looks? That looks like work. Like what they did.
That's a lot of work.
That was a lot of work.
That was a full night of work.
Your prank is not supposed to be like that.
But, I mean, you could have been doing. Think about the more fun things you could have been doing at 11 o'clock.
A nap, go to bed early.
Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, that does sound nice. But at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, for us, not for like 17, 16-year-olds.
But okay. My other question is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the punishment generally is they don't get criminal charges. It's just you can't walk for your graduation.
Which, if you've never explained to your parents why you can't walk, they're not going to like that.
But is that a big deal to you guys, though?
Did you hear me mention your parents?
Yeah. What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
Did you ever
Your
get
parents?
punished? You're not going to walk at graduation, and you're actually not going to walk for a while.
I feel that
That's what I'm thinking.
They're going to beat you.
I feel that. Like, I don't know. I guess it's different for parents because it's like, oh, they put you through school or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't it be, if you're a parent or anybody, isn't it just kind of a blessing that's like, I don't even have to go. I tell you this.
What?
I would rather go to a wedding than go to a graduation speech.
I know that's
Graduations are the worst. Why do we do them?
Yeah, but you
parents wanna see it.
your parents want to see you graduate. There's not like, oh yeah, thank goodness I don't have to go to graduation. I can be embarrassed in front of the whole town because my kid didn't.
You still get a graduation party. They can do that.
You think that's how parents think? You
They're
think that's
in
how they
trouble.
It
think?
should be. Why do parents want to watch? Oh, look, I saw you walk across the stage for 50 seconds, and I had to watch 130 some other kids also walk across the stage. I don't care about.
This is your high school graduation, though, is totally different because you're thinking more like college graduation. That, I don't know if everybody involved in this is going to college.
Yeah.
So,
You might never get another ceremony, and your parents need this.
I don't know. Your parent. I always thought high school graduation was the worst.
Yes, it is.
Almost everybody graduates.
Yeah.
So it's not even a big deal.
But
Well,
it
think
is a
about
big
this.
deal, though.
It's not.
The less people that walk, the faster it goes. So
Yes, that's
there
what
you
I
go.
mean. So in that case, let's just get rid of it entirely.
yeah. Well, at that point, you just be glad that you're not having to pay for all these stuff that was damaged and vandalized.
Yeah,
which
that's-
so far they say no.
That's for sure. It's just not all of this is things I don't understand. And I did have a high school graduation ceremony, even though I was homeschooled. I
And
guess
how did your mom like it?
Oh, loved it. But
bet she
also
did.
way different because there was only like 10 of us and we all had like slideshows of pictures from us growing up and whatever. So it was very emotional.
Oh, you did?
I still didn't like it that much, but better for your parents than just seeing you in a cap and gown.
Sure.
And a million other kids
Well, I
and then
bet
a boring speech.
Your mom would have missed out if you couldn't walk your own graduation.
That's for sure. She helped put it on.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Yes, Nikki.
All right, so I just would like everybody's thoughts on this. So come closer to the radio since Isaiah is in his office.
I'm leaning in.
All right, so tell me this. I just came back into the studio and I was walking past. We're in our studio and Isaiah's in another one. And then he'll come in and join us. When he's in his other studio, I walked past him. He has his feet up out on another chair. His blanket is wrapped around his legs and everything. And so when I walked past, I just saw, is it too comfortable here?
It's starting to feel pretty casual, isn't it?
Do you think that sounds too casual? Like, then I thought, well, putting your feet up with a blanket does sound nice.
Yeah, doesn't
but,
it?
Like, we can't really do that, can we?
Why not?
Well, we
I
don't
don't
really
have a blanket.
We don't have blankets in our. I feel like our desk stuff isn't set up that way.
Did you say he did or did not have his shoes on?
Oh, I didn't notice because
Because
sometimes
normally he doesn't have his shoes on now.
he'll put slippers on,
He'll just go socks.
or he'll just go with socks.
Yeah, he'll take his shoes off. So I don't know. All right, let me try it right here.
Put your feet up.
Yeah, let me put my feet up. No
Take your
shoes.
shoes- take your shoes off.
Is this too? Should I not be doing this?
It feels too casual, doesn't it?
I don't know. Maybe the show would be better. I don't know if the video podcast would be better.
Oh, your feet really are
Yeah,
up.
they're the star of the show right now.
I just noticed and I thought, well, is that, you guys have to tell us, is that like how it is at your jobs too, or are we too comfortable
It's
casual?
how everybody wishes it was. Mm-hmm. What if, I'm already feeling it. What if maybe
You feel more relaxed?
We're a little too anxious, a little too worked up every morning. If we just took this posture, I think we might be a little more calm, you know?
Do you think we have to have posture, like sit up?
No, I think this is part of it. It's easier on the back.
Yeah.
And it takes some of the tension out, you know?
Okay,
I'm
well,
always
that's
like,
good.
I feel like every other time we talk, I'm always like up and getting all worked up. But like this, yeah.
Can you read the news stuff, the details, or is that going to be harder?
We're gonna have to adjust the monitor for that. But let me take. I think I kind of like this. I see why he's doing it. I'll tell you that.
Well, it just was odd walking by. I thought he really sure does look comfortable, and maybe that was just jealousy on our part because we can't be that comfortable in here.
I mean, I feel like we can. I've broken the seal.
Are you gonna put your shoes back on?
I do feel a little uncomfortable having my bare feet. I mean, they're bare enough. Their socks are on, but
Well, bring a blanket in tomorrow. Let's just totally go all in.
I think let's try this for the rest of the show, and we'll see how it goes.
So tell me, if where you guys work at, if a coworker has his feet up on another chair, blanket all tucked in around, no shoes on, is that all right? Do you mention it? Who mentions it? Like a friend, a coworker, or a boss?
Would the boss frown upon that, you think?
I don't know.
It seems like maybe you're not taking your work seriously enough.
Well, I don't think any of us do that.
No.
That's
yeah, but you're not supposed to show it. You're not supposed to show it.
We're not supposed to be so obvious about it.
I am going to have to put my legs back down. My feet are falling asleep.
You're going to get cramp.
Yeah. Feel the pins and needles setting in.
It's because your feet aren't used to that. It needs to work on it.
It's not good for my blood flow.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
You ready to take a little trip up to Amish country?
I was there this past weekend.
Oh, it's a story about you.
Well, I wasn't there at night, but I was there for my grandfather's birthday party, and he lives right past some Amish area.
Oh, it didn't get too crazy at the party, did it?
No,
this wasn't.
They're not Amish.
Related. Oh, they're not Amish.
They're not Amish, but whenever you get close to their house, you start seeing the Amish buggy signs. So there's always road signs telling you, the next 15 miles is a bigger Amish community.
Yeah.
So you kind of know to watch out.
There's it's kind of a weird thing if you're driving at night and you see, it's one thing during the day.
I don't think I've ever seen one at night.
Oh, no,
and they don't have lights.
It was in Delaware, as in the state.
Yeah.
Where they didn't have signs because I didn't know it was that common. And I was driving at night. Ran up on a buggy, nothing. I mean, you didn't crash or anything, but it's just, you see the orange. They always have the orange triangles on the back.
Yeah,
and it's just, why are you out here at this time of night?
So how do they see then if they don't have lights on the buggy, or do they have lights on the buggy?
I don't know. Well, I maybe they have some lights. I didn't even think about that. Well, we have a situation here. This definitely took place at night. So maybe we can check some of the
footage,
the police footage, and see. We have a DUI involving an Amish buggy in Ashtabula County, Ohio.
Oh, they said it was a low-speed one.
Speed,
poor horse having to be involved in this.
It says the police, the Ashtabula County's Sheriff's Department, they got a call about a wrong-way driver near Midway Chevrolet, if that means anything to anybody. And when they arrived on the scene, so they found the horse and buggy going the wrong way. No,
the horse and buggy were just following instructions.
Yeah.
All right. It's the people in the buggy that were the problem.
But listen to this, Nikki. So the deputy flipped on his lights, tried to pull it over. It wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
Then he tried to see if anybody was in the buggy. Mm-hmm. He couldn't see with because they have the little windows in the back.
Oh, sure.
And he couldn't see. It didn't look like anybody was visible in there. Eventually, the horse turns around. Didn't come to a stop. Walks past, or I guess the horse trots past the vehicle, and the deputy then notices That it is occupied. There is somebody in there. He's slumped over asleep.
Oh, because they at first probably thought the horse got loose or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
So there was somebody in there, but the horse was not following instructions.
It was
because nobody was giving him instructions.
Sure.
So it turns out the guy's name was Nathan Miller. He was dressed in typical Amish attire.
And he was drunk?
He refused a field sobriety test, but he did blow a .063, which I believe that would qualify for inebriated. So he has been charged here with a DUI. It looks like
it's an OVI.
OVI.
He gets an OVI.
Oh, operating a vehicle, right?
Yep, he gets that.
There's a different term, but still, you can't do that. And I think this is something that everybody should keep in mind, because as gas prices rise, we might be more tempted to go with the horse or horse and buggy route.
I never thought. I don't want that to be an option.
And you might think, well, I can have a few in me. It's just a horse. It's not like I'm driving under the influence, but you're operating under the. I wonder if you're just on a horse, though. Is that different than if you're in a buggy?
Oh yeah, that's a
because
good
a horse
question.
isn't a vehicle.
Yeah, but I don't think you're just supposed to. So I'm sure they'll find.
You're definitely not supposed to.
They're gonna find some charge.
Public
to give
drunkenness could be.
Oh, I hope the horse is okay.
What do you think? Now that I bring this up, how much is a horse?
A horse to buy?
Yeah. Cheaper than a car, right?
I sometimes, you know how I find myself on the For You page stuff on TikTok is a lot of like dog videos and like really sad ones. I every so often find my way to horse videos too.
Okay.
On like where they go buy them before they get slaughtered and stuff. And sometimes they're only like practically given away.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. It's not like a fancy horse, which is more expensive. Those
I don't need a fancy horse. I just need a horse to get me from point A to point B.
If you start riding a horse to work, I don't think we'll ever see you.
What are you talking about?
I think that takes a lot more time than you're willing to give.
It doesn't take that long. Come on.
I think it does.
I'm willing to give it a shot. Horses can run pretty fast, Nikki.
Yeah, but you can't put a horse on a freeway.
I'll take the back roads.
There's the time.
It won't take that long. It'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm going to look into the horse option.
You
think it's going to be, the pandemic, a bunch of people got pets, and then all of a sudden they didn't want them anymore after the pandemic because they didn't have as much time at home. You think with the gas prices so high, there's going to be a horse boom, and then all of a sudden, like a year from now when gas prices are normal again, everybody's going to be trying to get rid of their horse. Yeah.
Well, I think a horse is one thing, but I do think I would need a buggy. I would like
You would want the buggy too?
I want to be comfortable.
I'm looking into this horse thing. Okay. It's got to be cheaper than a car.
You do that search.
It's good for the environment too.
Not the horse, though. I don't think he wants to do it.
It's exercise. It'll be fine.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.